Hi everyone, this is AnatomicArt, and I'll be giving some of my brief thoughts on today's book, which is Dear God, the Parthenon is Still Broken by Yorgos Lanthimos. So just, I guess, some initial background on this book. This book is a tie-in with the film that Yorgos also directed, which is Poor Things. And these photos that you're seeing were taken by Yorgos during his time directing and shooting the film. And one of the things that initially strikes me about this book is the really like intentional layout of the images, whether that be with the layout, the way that they're formatted on the page, the way that some of them are big, enhanced, like taking up the entire span of the page, or the way that the book is actually made itself. This book is stitched in a very certain way where the pages are kind of stitched together. You can see it at the beginning of the book when I first open it, but it gives the pages a certain type of feeling to them. And Yorgos and Void, who were the publishers of this book, chose to lay out these images in a certain way, like with this fold-out page, which there's a few of during the course of the book, but also with the way of choice of the paper. So like this paper here is different from some paper that shows up later where it's like in the 3/4 that takes up like 3/4 of the book. And there's in a lot of these books, it's really interesting to see how they choose to lay out the images in respect to the gutter, which is the center portion where the two pages meet. In a lot of books, the gutter kind of eats at the images, but with this book by Yorgos here, the images have their own time and space to take up either an entire page or like these images here where they just take up one part of the spread and you get to focus on that section. This is here what I was talking about with the 3/4 section. It's a smaller page size, and this paper also feels different. And I think these images here are all exclusively black and white. This is another portion where I get to bring up something, a personal experience. I actually got the chance to meet Yorgos, not like a special like one-on-one. Well, I guess it was kind of like that. But this image right here where there's the hand and there's Emma Stone's character looking off to the side of the frame, I got the chance to tell Yorgos, because this was for a book signing for this book and for the other book that he did a photo series of, I Shall Sing These Songs Beautifully. I got to meet Yorgos and tell him that that picture was my favorite of the book, and I just got to explain to him why, the split down the center with the gutter, like how I was talking about, makes it seem like it's two separate images, and it just seems so surreal and abstract. And I think that's one of my favorite parts of these images, is how Yorgos incorporates the idea of these being set photos, like with what the spread that we just saw with the lights and the stage lighting and the set, and you can see the backdrop. And he just creates these very abstract and surreal images where they kind of teeter on the idea of being set images, but also like real life images that capture actual authentic emotions. And yeah, these images here are the ones that are sepia tinted, so they kind of have like that yellow vintage tint and feeling to them, where they feel a lot more older, and they kind of elicit that feeling. And a lot of these images do. Yorgos shot all of these on film, so they definitely have a different type of feeling if they were all shot on digitally, and if they weren't, like how it says at the ending, you'll see later. All of these were hand developed by him and Emma Stone when they were shooting this film. So I'm sure these images hold a lot of meaning to Yorgos. And at the book signing that I was talking about, I'll put some pictures up. But it was a book signing, but it was also a display of Yorgos's images from this collection and also from the I Shall Sing These Songs Beautifully. And it's one thing to see them in the book, of course. The book, you own the images and you can look at them whenever you want, but seeing them in a proper gallery setting with the images blown up is just another thing entirely. But This is my first time doing one of these talks, so I hope this format works. And yeah, thank you for listening along. Let me know what you have thoughts for with this book, and I'll see you guys in the next flip through.